Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here, it's the Gothic princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am clearly confused because I definitely went for the gothic look and then decided heart buns are the way to go because, she's
Well,
confused.
I was thinking they could be like it's two ends of like a bone almost like coming up, like you have like bones crossed in the back of your head. I don't know. It could be that.
I had one of my lovely girlfriends when I showed it to them. I was like, look, this is cute. And she goes, you look like Shrek. I was like, that's phenomenal.
That's
Thanks,
just
bitch.
mean. I was thinking like there's two crossbones back there, and that this is the end of the bones crossing. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Sure.
Like a
We'll go
pirate,
with that.
like the pirate with the head and the crossbones, the poison symbol with the
Meant
crossbones.
not like Redbeard.
Who? I've already blocked him out of
Exactly.
my mind.
Exactly. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing pretty darn good. Tired. Don't sleep well on Monday nights, and we're recording this on Tuesday, so it's been a long day. So working back to work today, and just
Mhm.
tired, just tired.
I feel that after getting sick last week and having to deal with my throat just not feeling so awesome, I relate. I didn't sleep very well either.
Yeah. So we are back with some Stardom review. I know it's been a
Yeah.
while, ladies and gentlemen, since we've covered Japanese wrestling content here in Andre Melbourne's Top, but we did take a little bit of a hiatus there, other than the Chop Talk to cover the local stuff we were doing. We were just taking a little bit of hiatus from just our Japanese coverage as we both burn out and just stuff was going on in both of our lives. So, but we're back. We're here to talk some Stardom. We're here to talk to Stardom Namba Grand Fight. I think it was Grand Fight, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, the Stardom Namba Grand Fight that happened on the September. What was the date on? Yeah, September 14th. That's the date. That's the ticket.
I'm noticing that asking you about things about the show are not going the way it usually goes. We're
Oh,
having hiccups while we're getting back into
I
this.
completely missed something on this show that I regret
Yeah,
now.
I was
I've
excited to
watched it.
talk
Don't
to you
worry, I
about it,
watched.
and then it was just like, what happened? And I was like, bruh.
I went and watched it. We're all good. We're all good. I went and watched it.
Yeah, yeah, I bet you did.
Well, I watched the video quickly, and it was done in like 20 seconds, so we're all good.
I mean, you must have watched it a little fast. It was a little bit more than that, but it was a fun little segment. But yes,
Yes.
there's a lot of confusion with this one, but a lot of fun with this one as well.
Yes. But before we start talking Stardom Namba Grand Fight, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us here on Andre and Melba Wrestling Talk, or on Backbreaker Video, or on our new home A Plus Productions, where you got us in audio form. Like, do this, be like, yeah.
I don't have the parts required. I'm just
Uh,
saying.
yeah, you can watch, you know, listen to us on A Plus Productions, aplusproductions.com, or A Plus Production on Facebook to get us in audio form, and a lot of other great content over there. Me and Mel just appeared on the Sunday show, the Sunday flagship show, where we sat down for the weekly round table, where we hung out with Matt
Mhm.
Eder and Boris Roberto Aguilar, as we chatted all things professional wrestling from the United States
Mhm.
all the way over to Japan. We talked some DDT in there, which was interesting. Mel and Boris really got into the DDT love there. So
I mean, as we said, you haven't lived until you see Chris Brooks in a blindfold bra match.
very
Yeah.
much so. I haven't watched the full match, but I've watched a bunch of highlights of it, and it's grand. Let's just say that.
Did you see the more recent one that I sent you with him and Mao?
Yes, that was hilarious. Where he flashes Mal. Oh,
Spits
so
out
good.
with the beer in his mouth. Yeah. I
Such good.
mean, fair. That's what happens when someone flashes you their big old biddies, I guess.
Sure, those big old biddies from Chris Brooks.
Chris Brooks, that tall, lanky, Zack Sabre Jr. looking man. He's
Yes.
the emo version of Zack Sabre Jr.
So I just want to say thank y'all to everybody. Please, if you're listening to us in audio form or you want to listen to us in audio form, fplusproduction.com, please like us over there on your podcast gadget of choice. You can subscribe to us over there and support us by joining the Facebook page. And if you are watching on our YouTube channels, whether it's Backward Video, Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, thank you so hit my mic. Thank you so very much. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out to your friends, family, and to the people that fall into ditches. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
How about you share the video with me? I'm in it.
What?
I would probably fall into a ditch.
You would.
I would.
But other people that would fall in ditches. Come on, it's more people than just you fall in ditches. Come on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not the only klutz on the planet.
That's very true. So we're going to get into it 6.5 minutes into this show. We're going to talk some Stardom. We're going to talk the Stardom Namba Grand Fight. So let's get into it. It's happened on September 14th, and it kicked off on the pre-show, which I'd match it. And the match I did not watch because I only watched from the main card start forward. So I know the finish. It is Xena taking on Rian, and Xena beats Rian with a German suplex. And then they did a promo or did their interview in the back together after the match.
Mm-hmm. I also didn't see this match, but I did see clips of it. And it went exactly as we expected.
Rian gets her heat spots.
Girl, yeah.
Yeah, Rian fires up, gets her heat spots, but Xena comes back, beats her the hell down, hits her with a German, and gets a win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Great way to get the crowd fired up, though, because Rian is kind of starting to. She's been doing the young lioness thing, if you will, for a little bit, and I guess we have to come up with another name for that.
The Twinkling Stars. The Twinkling
Let's
Stars.
go with Starlet. Starlet sounds way less weird. She's a young starlet and has been for a little bit. She's very, very young, working very, very hard. Stop laughing.
I thought you said Scarlet.
Scarlet? I mean,
I was so confused.
I mean,
a young star child. Right? She's a young star child. I don't know.
I don't feel like, isn't that what Volador Jr.'s nickname is?
I don't know. I don't watch Volador Jr. I don't watch Lucha.
Well, you should. Any hoozles. Moving on from this. This was a fun little match. Again, Rian is, like I've been trying to say, she is young. She's just getting started. We're still very, very talented wrestler. I would compare her to a young Rana Yagami when Yagami first started before joining God's Eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really have been impressed with Rihanna. I didn't get it. I'm watching a lot from her from this match, but everything I have watched her in lately, she's in that 3-way with Saya and Mina on the September 8th show. She showed such great fire while getting her ass beat, especially taking the kick from Mina and the strikes and chops from Ida. She showed such great fire, and I'm really impressed with this girl. And then Xena, I find she's just getting better and better every time, and she's getting that lucha influence from working with a certain lucha guy over in Noah, and it's really paying off in her style.
Oh yeah, I was like, buffering, dial tone.
All that dial tone going.
Math equations happening. Yeah.
You're Charlie Day with the board trying to figure it all out.
and she is not even close.
You at least you figured it
out. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did come to a conclusion, didn't I?
You did.
Gold star Melball.
Yay! Melball gets a gold star. But I think maybe it should be a bronze star for that one.
Thick ass. Fuck your bronze.
That's a really a gold star performance, though.
Rude. If I called anything, that is a gold star. That is a platinum star. That is a diamond star.
Yeah, I gotta lower your you got you're getting too good now, so I gotta it's now
Mm-mm.
getting those stars is getting higher now for you.
Mm-mm.
'Cause
No, I
you're
earned
learning.
that ish. Don't even. Don't
Yeah,
even.
but
I earned that ish.
there's gonna be a new stage coming soon that you're gonna go you're gonna move out of beginner into uh lower
No,
intermediate.
no,
Yeah, you're
no.
moving up.
You
Yeah.
have no. You haven't upped the difficulty on Andreas's side quests. You're not
No,
upping the
you're in
difficulty on
charge of
my
his side
stars.
quest. You're in charge of his side quest. I'm in
You're
charge of
not in charge of
yours.
mine, bruh. We're getting wildly off topic. Take us into the first match, mofo.
The second match, first match. Oh, and Zeta gets a win, so she raised her hand.
Such a nice outfit.
Mina Shirakawa versus Saya Kamitani, your current undisputed British uh, women's champion over in Rev Pro. Mina Shirakawa taking on the newest member of Hate, Saya Kamitani. Kamitani doing the thing where she's rolling out to avoid Mina, and when Mina rolls out, she rolls back in. But Mina outsmarts her a little bit when she goes to out, but fakes going out as Sai Kamitani rolls in and hits her with a pretty nice little bulldog there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kamitani gets a chair and just sits in it and just like goading Mina, and she ends up drop toe holding Mina into the chair when she ran at her. The point where she had Mina in the ropes and she just kicks her right in the back of the head, just that up bang right. Oh, look, just when she's through the ropes, it looked just brutal.
Wasn't that a little foreboding?
Yeah. Mina comes back at one point with an enziguri, goes to work attacking the knee Kamitani. Mina with this great disaster kick, which is like the springboard kick off the second rope.
Okay, yeah.
Hanare does it, so does Cody Rhodes. She only gets 2 out of that. Kamitani with a huge second rope drop kick for 2 at one point, then follows it with a Northern Lights suplex for 2. Mina reverses a suplex attempt into a small package for 2, then hits a beautiful dragon screw. Kamitani rolls her up for 2, then Mina hits a spinning back fist, applies the figure 4, but Kamitani, showing her little hate tactics here, grabs the ref and throws the ref into Mina Shirakawa to break up the pin, which takes the ref out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mina unloading with a combination of strikes. It's a jumping spin kick. She falls with an implant DDT for 2. Kamitani reverses the glamorous driver Mina into the backslide and then gets her feet up on the ropes for the leverage and the win.
That was very close in the line of sight to the ref too, which kind
Yeah.
of disappointed me.
Yeah, I was very mad at the ref for that one. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, and this is usually the good ref too.
Hmm?
The older guy. He's usually really, really good about that.
It was very stewish of him.
It was. It was. I did the Mina dance every time I hear it. I was eating. I almost choked. It was still glorious. There's that little. I didn't know what to call it.
I would pay to see that you jumping up trying to do it while you're eating and like choking while you're dancing.
Yeah, I had a mouthful of meat. There's that I don't remember what it's called, but it's like that little surfboard thing that Mina tries to do, the half surfboard where she locks up the knees, but instead of actually pulling into the surfboard, she just kind of stomps your knees into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's
Me
really
too.
cool because it sets up something like you think she's going to do one thing and she ends up doing another.
Mm-hmm.
And it does really soften up those knees for her figure 4. We see Kanemaru also do it as well when he's setting up for the figure 4. So I like the little nods. Yeah, again, the foot of the ropes was kind of annoying. But at the same time, what else do we expect out of a heel faction?
True.
These were palatable shenanigans too. Again, I always have to point that out. This is always something done very, very well. There's interference, and it's to It's not to an annoying point though with this show because there were so many hate matches on it. I did start to get a little aggravated with it by the last one. Um,
Oh, okay.
that
That was the one where I had the least problem with.
Well, I think it was because at that point in time, I was just like the second one was really hard for me. So by
Hmm.
the time the third one came, I expected the same thing going into it. It wasn't as terrible as the second in regards to the shenanigans, but there was still a lot of shenanigans that is becoming very synonymous with hate. I don't have a problem with it though, because it's done right. It's done very, very well. It's not House of Torture.
Yes, their hate of torture.
Yeah. We'll have to have a discussion about it sometime. Maybe we can like discuss a little bit more in depth the
Sounds like fun.
connection between House of Torture and hate and maybe how why it is that we hate House of Torture so much because they are pretty much doing the same thing. It's just what about the hate is doing it better and less aggravatingly? We'll have to search that and figure that out.
They're just better. Simple as that. They're
Is
just
it that
better
they're
as a
women
whole.
though?
No, it's just
Or
that they're
is
better. They're just better at what they do. That's simply what it is. It's nothing to do with being
I guess
women.
they are pretty much doing the same thing though.
Yeah,
But
it's
like
just they're
as I've
better at it.
mentioned before, shows facial expressions really bring down the quality of his work. So I
Also,
don't know.
this
Well,
is one
again,
of the
we'll have
few
to
times.
discuss.
This is one of the few times I'll say, "Hey, Gato, listen to Taro Okada."
We don't. Mm,
One of the few times I'll say that.
no, don't listen to him. No, that would still be a poor choice. Just watch the product that you're partnered with.
It's true.
Just watch the product. Then that could be said for anybody doing anything or any kind of planning or production or booking of anything. Watch the fucking product.
Yeah,
Know what you're doing. Really simple.
it is very simple. It is very
Mhm.
simple. We move on to a tag team match. It is Gazai versus EXV. It is Gazai's Hina and Rana Yamagi versus Empress Nexus Venus Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama. Uh, Waka rides onto Hanako's shoulders to the ring. I love their little tag entrance together. I really do enjoy the little bit there. Um,
I do
Hanako's
as well. Also, Waka's outfit, perfection.
and Hanako's
Absolute
too.
perfection. Well, that's what I'm saying. They matched. They were different colors because Waka was silver and Hanako was this
But she was gold.
beautiful. It it looked silver on the
No, she was gold to me.
entrance ramp to me.
It's
I'm
like the dress.
trusting you with color and things, sir, especially on this show. Um, but Hanako was wearing this beautiful blue silver thing. The strappy straps, the styling of the gear was very similar but different enough that they had their own personalities in it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. And then Rana's gear is just that new yellow and black gear that she had. She's had it for a little bit now, but God, that just
Mhm.
looks so smooth.
The
I
same thing I
loved.
say with Empress Nexus Venus, I say with God's Eye. They're very much looking very united. This is something that Stardom is doing very, very well with its factions.
Yeah, and then Hanako doing a very Rhea Ripley esque pose during her announcement in the ring. She came in and did the Rhea Ripley stomp, like
Mhm.
in the ring. I was like, yeah.
It was a nice nod,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's great. I'm like, she's a Rhea Ripley fan. She's a Rhea
Mhm.
Ripley fan. Um,
Mhm.
my first note for the match is, man, Rena has dem kicks.
Oh boy, does she ever.
Crap, they keep getting better.
Oh,
Oh,
right? Each
yeah.
show that I see with her, because I mentioned to you earlier, I saw a match with it was Rana, I think it was Mina and also Saida. And the three of them also tore it up. And Rana was keeping up with those girls, no problem. We know that Mina has some killer kicks. Rana was giving it right back to her. It was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Waka getting her Waka weapons on to Rana, but as she goes to the corner, she gets drop kicked in the corner, and Rana follows up with another drop kick in the center of the ring. Hito in just judo tossing Waka and Hanako all around the ring. A little bit later, Hanako gets a huge lift into, like, just cradles Hina up, and then just drops her into the sick looking backbreaker over her knee, then follows up that jumping knee drop for 2. Just so smooth there. Hina comes back with a running neck breaker, then follows it up with a pump handle Uranagi for 2. Hanako hits a suplex for 2, then picks up Waka and suplexes Waka onto Hina, not Rena. Hina. It's confusing. Too many Inas in this.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, onto Hina, but then Hanako only gets 2. Waka catches Hina in the ropes, hits Oblivion, and then Hanako hits a big boot that picks her up into the Argentine backbreaker, into her finisher, the JP coaster, and then picks her up and chokes her out with the Shirasagi, and she gets the submission win when Hina is forced to tap out.
Where's Nexus Venus got a win? And Waka was on the team.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally. Let's hope that Mr. Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind can recognize the talent that he has in Wakasuyama and Hanako. There's a great teaming of the two of them. They worked very, very well together. But man, this company has been sleeping on this girl for far too long. So it was nice to see her being able to celebrate in this one. That being said, I do look forward to seeing the growth of Rana and Hina as they continue under God's eye, especially with the turmoil that we see kind of starting and going on involving hate later in I think it's the next match. No, later in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Rana. I'm such a big Rana fan. From the moment I saw her wrestle the first time, I was like, ooh, this girl is good already. Her first match, really, really good. Each time you see her, she's just getting better and better and better and better. She remembers her injuries. She remembers her cells. She has a variety of cells. She has a variety of attitude that she comes in with. Her timing is so good. Her strikes are so solid. This girl's going to have and her look, solid. This girl's going to have a phenomenal future in this business for sure.
Oh, most definitely. I do have a pick. And we move on to the 8-woman tag match. It is Hate. It is Azusa and Namba, Natsuko Tora, Rina, and Aka taking on Cosmic Angels, Aya Sakura, Sayori, Sayaka Kurara, and Yuna Mizumori. Kurara. You just love saying Kurara.
Because it's so fun.
I absolutely adore Inaba's new dark Inaba look.
Yes.
Moving her to Hate has given her her character. She was always very much. I always thought of her as the mini version of her sister. Before now, I feel like she is distinctly her own person, while still using a lot of that martial arts background. I love the look on her.
You know what she kind of reminded me of a little bit? Remember Starlight Kid's former New Blood tag team partner? Why did her name just escape me right now?
The robot lady.
Karma was her name when she was in that one personality.
Oh God,
Haruka
I, I think that's the lead.
Umasaki. Haruka Umasaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of reminded me of like both her personalities in one person.
Mhm.
Because Karma was intentionally made to look a little bit more, I don't want to say grotesque, but like just not like everybody else. Whereas Haruka Umasaki's character was pretty much in a schoolgirl outfit and very cutesy, very sweet, very,
Mhm.
oh, did I just do that trend? Very demure, very cutesy. Anyway, Azusa in Hate is the perfect combination of both of those personalities in one. She's got that cutesy prettiness about her, but then she's got that evil kind of undertone. I loved it. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved it. Also, Hate's music. Did you
Mhm.
listen to their intro?
I did.
Oh my God. I can't find that music anywhere. Stardom, please.
It's fire. It
Give
is
us that
fire.
music. It probably slaps as hard as they do. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
so good and it fits so good. Just the whole presence and performance. The theatrics that come on whenever Hate is coming out is just so good. They're
So
the
good.
perfect heel faction.
So good.
Right.
So good.
So good.
I got
I
you.
gotta hate. Dun, 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 dun.
Haha. You got hate. I like
Uh-huh,
it.
uh-huh,
Uh,
uh-huh.
so Hate's ganging up on Karawa early on. Araki gets a crossface on Karawa. She fights, eventually gets to the ropes. Um, uh, Yuna and Raka slamming into each other with shoulder blocks, and Yuna has to go up to the second rope to hit a shoulder block to drop her. I really like that little spot.
Same.
And Namba is in with Aya, and she's kicks her in the back. Then comes hits a bulldog while Rena she kicks Aya in the back from the apron, then comes in, hits a bulldog, and then Arena comes in with this running kick to the face and like chest, looked just brutal. Gets a 2 count. Sliding lariat by Yuna and the Northern Lights by Aya Sakura to Rena for 2. Then Aya gets to the triangle, but it's broken up. Hate all are attacking Aya. And then everyone's in and out, hitting each other with moves. It's like one in move, just back all that back and forth. Aya kind of finishes the sequence with a guillotine knee, or the Hell's Guillotine off the second rope to Rena, very reminiscent of Red Narita with that
Mhm.
guillotine knee. She gets a 2 count out of that. Arena fights back, slams her. She hits a suplex. She goes up to the top, but is pulled down by Sayori Anou. Cosmic Angels all attack her. Aya hits the head kick, then pulls it like almost like an inverted triangle around the neck of Rena, and Rena's fighting and fighting. She's trying to get a foot on the rope, but she can't. So she is forced to tap out to Aya Sakura. And then after it just I loved it. And then after the match, you have Aya holding up the future title, looking right at Rena, and it has been announced that at New Blood 15 on September 29th, we will get Aya Sakura versus Rena for the Future of Stardom title. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Aya kind of got her butt kicked in this, didn't she? She kind of earned that title shot. Something I wanted to note because you got a lot of the spots that I did write down. Um, Tora suspiciously quiet.
Mm-hmm.
This match has been suspiciously quiet. The match is going into this, and I have opinions on it that are not very good. I'm disappointed in the handling of Natsuko Tora this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was also disappointed with it last year, but this year has just perpetuated that disappointment further. And I'm looking at this going, woman, why? Why did you they literally just put the title on her. She defunct Oedo Tai, created hate, and then boom, took her title away. So you took the wind out of her sales, Hate is still going strong. They got the Goddess of Stardom titles. They got Rina and Azusa with the New Blood titles. You've got Rina with the Future title. You have a very strong, unquestionably dominant unit in Hate. Kamitani as well. Thekla Momo Watanabe. It's just you have just unquestionable power. And you did them so dirty by taking that world title, because that world title really has become a little bit of a hot potato. And we'll talk about the main when we get there, but man, this is supposed to be their highest rated title, and I feel like it's getting the least amount of proper attention. And the person holding that title is supposed to be the most reputable person in the company. Right now, I'm being told by this company that Mayu Iwatani is.
Yeah. Well, I legitimately, especially even after tonight, I feel like the Wonder title is in a bit better position than the world title. And we'll talk about this more when we get to the world title. I'm not happy with the world title right now. It's booking over the last little while has just perplexed me.
Perplexed. It's been garbage.
Yeah.
It's been trash. It's been trash.
Yeah, we'll talk about when we get to the main event.
Yeah, we'll go on more of a rant then because I got ish.
We got rant. We both got rants. We got rants.
No, rants for days.
And then, so we move on. 6-woman tag. It is Kohaku and Neo Genesis, which is May Sarah and Starlight Kid, taking on Stars Koguma, Momo Kogo, and Saya Ida. I really like the balloon gimmick with Neo Genesis. They'll come out with balloons, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's a cute, fun little thing that just makes them, especially with their Titantron, which the Neo Genesis logo is like in balloon writing.
It's like balloon animal essentially. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like it's all made like the letters are made of balloons. It suits it. So I love Koguma. She comes over to Neo Genesis trying to get a high five before the match from them. Nobody wants to high five her, and I'm like, what the hell? And then so Koguma starts doing her bear pose, and like so the kid will push her out of the way and do like a cat pose thing.
Yeah, she was doing like the tiger pose or whatever.
It was a great, and then they were like doing it's in the match to start the match. They were both rolling around posing until Koguma rolled her up for 2. It was just great. I loved it. Star's triple teaming May and hits that triple drop kick at one point. Ida gets the speed chops on May on the ropes, but she comes back with a running strike and a springboard drop kick off of the second. Ida is in there with Kohaku. She dodges Kohaku, sweeps the leg, hits a sliding lariat for 2, and then they just unload on each other, and it was awesome. These two just swung for the fences here. It was so good. So
I agree.
Yeah, Momo Kogo gets in. She hits a Rana, sending Kohaku into the ropes. It's a 619 at one point for 2. Kohaku sends her into the bottom rope and then hits like a Natsupoi style drop kick through the ropes, just crushing Kogo. Holy crap! Then pulls her back inside and hits just solid ass suplex for 2. Just so good. Momo Kogo comes in with a super kick, or eventually fights back, gets a super kick, tornado DDT to Kohaku. Stars are all in. They hit that triple wheelbarrow double face buster, but Kogo's pin does get broken up by Neo Genesis. The end of the match, Neo Genesis hits a double enziguri to Momo Kogo, and Kohaku hits this just brutal looking running knee to the face. She then picks her up and hits the best I can say is a sit out angel's wings for the win.
Yeah, it was like that. She put it in a pedigree thing. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, like the pedigree position or like Christian angel's wings position. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to write down what I thought that was because, like, what in the hell
Miyamasaki does
was
something very
that?
similar too. Miyu does that similar
Yeah,
move to that. Yeah,
yeah, it was like that sit out kind of face bustery looking kind of thing, but like
like a
this
sit,
one
like
was
a
that
pedigree
hook.
sitting down, like
Yeah, sit down
almost like a
pedigree.
almost like a double hook on like pile driver, but they're coming down more in like the pedigree position.
Like if you botched the pile driver and you just went for a
Yeah,
pedigree instead.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty much. I
Yeah.
liked it. Don't get me wrong. Mio's is
Oh
where
yeah, it
she
looks
jumps
great.
up in the air and like comes
Yeah.
down. It's very little bit different, but yeah, I really
Mhm,
liked it.
mhm,
Solid finish here with that knee strike and then this like sit out pedigree style thing.
mhm, mhm. Um, I love listening to the commentary. I listen to Japanese commentary. I love listening to them say Momokoko's name because obviously it's backwards, it's Kokomomo, but they
Mm-hmm.
say it so fast. It's like a
Kokomomo,
tongue twister.
Kokomomo,
Like, it's
Kokomomo,
Kokomomo, Kokomomo, Kokomomo. I was like, oh my
Kokomomo,
God, it sounds
Kokomomo,
like Kokomo.
Kokomomo.
It was
I messed it
funny.
up.
I enjoyed that. You did.
But we're not gonna have to listen to Japanese commentary much longer.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me get it out.
yeah.
We'll get to that later. That's a Japanese wrestling update thing.
You know, but I want to talk about it on
Um,
the show at the end. We'll talk about it at the end.
so anyway, yeah, the machine gun chops by Ida on Mei Mei were brutal. Love those machine gun chops. Kohaku really matching Ida for power. Really enjoyed that because it was like two little powerhouses just colliding constantly. It was great.
Oh, so good.
Um, there was a little stumble going up into the diving headbutt from Kohaku, but she recovered really quickly. Um, the springboard drop kick that Momo Coco does coming into the ring on that hot tag was insane. That was like some Kevin Knight height on that spring. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Anyway, um, there was
Oh,
that
yeah.
one point right before the that DDT that Momokoko did. They actually on commentary called it a 619 DDT because she kind of went through the ropes and went from the like used the momentum from that into the tornado DDT.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think that. I thought she kicked the rope as she did it, but I didn't realize she went through the ropes doing it. Hmm. I like it.
Gold Star me. Um, yeah, that's all I
Plat-
had. That was my last
platinum
thing.
star. Platinum star for
Yeah,
you.
yes, that was a good one. Yes, I agree. This was overall a really fun match. Something else I wanted to kind of note in this that I've actually really been enjoying the evolution that we've seen from Starlight Kid. We were so used to seeing her as this outspoken, loud, brash heel in Oedo Tai, who I actually kind of considered more the mouthpiece of the faction, even over, the captain, Hitsuko Tora, who's a very good talker, very good promo cutter. Um, since the exit of Starlight Kid, we've seen her kind of take over that role in Neo Genesis, which I love because it gives, like, we've always seen Mei Mei as this outgoing, hyper happy individual. But I feel like she gains a lot of confidence in proximity with Starlight Kid. And I've noticed the same thing with the other team members of Neo Genesis, like Azumi, like Suzu Suzuki, like Miyu Amasaki. We see them really bonding together. And I feel like Starlight Kid is the TJ Cannon of Neo Genesis. She is the glue that holds everything together.
She's the TJ Cannon. She's the great Okan. She holds everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I said what I said. I meant what I
Uh,
said. See,
Genesis
look
getting
at
the
that.
looks so cute, and she's still got her Spark Joshi title from over here in the States too. Starlight Kid.
Mhm. A
Yeah.
little bit of a confrontation also between Starlight Kid and Kaguma post match. Kaguma kind of still doing her little bear ears, and Starlight Kid saying, "Nay, nay, we
No,
won."
no. It's May
Well, with your
May.
hair.
No, it's May May.
Nay, nay, may, may. Well, actually, nay, nay, kohaki. Kohaku. She was the one who won.
Yeah. So we move on to the next match into the number 6 woman tag. It is Gadai, Lady C, Saki Kashima, and Syuri taking on the team of hate, which is Konami, Momo Watanabe, and Thekla. This match, I love this match. Holy crap, I love this match.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
just from the entrance, Konami coming out with that new robe and the
Oh,
dark
yeah.
look just looks so evil. Like it suits her so much.
Agreed.
Like I
Agreed.
liked
I
her
was
with
surprised when she came back with God's Eye because she left
yeah.
with a winter tie.
Mm. Yeah, I liked her with Gods. Don't get me wrong, the look was great, but it's so much better with this dark black look. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie, it felt disingenuine in God's Eye. She fit there. No, like, not to say she didn't. She fit there.
mm,
It was just the actions, the way she was fighting, everything she was doing in God's Eye, it did have a level of disingenuineness
yeah. And
for me.
Suri's gear with that weird shimmering color to it.
The turquoise purple,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that was so good. And it was like shiny
Hmm.
too. It was a little bit shiny. Like it was.
Hmm.
Oh
Hmm.
God, I
It had
loved it.
that metallic reflection in it for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Suri does like that pose where she puts a foot over the top rope and she like stands like
Hmm.
her arms out wide, and Konami just walks up to her on the apron and like drags her out, like grabs her and like drags her to the floor. And God's Eye or sorry, not God's Eye. Hate takes God's Eye to the floor. They're all whipping him into chairs in the crowd.
Hmm.
Hate starts triple teaming Saki in the corner. Thekla gets a Muda lock on her, but it's broken up by God's Eye.
Hmm.
Momo and Syuri trading
She was
kicks.
mean about that. Sorry, she was mean about that Muda lock too, because she locked in the legs first, and then before actually putting in the Muda lock, she did that Zack Sabre Jr. thing where she dropped down several times, hyperextending the knee further before getting into the Muda lock. It was so
Mhm.
mean. I love it.
It was Momo and Syuri, the kick trading. Oh, so good. So good. It's a great sequence. Syuri hits a German to Momo, but then Momo comes back with a half and half suplex, and then they both get up and like kick each other in the head and drop each other. So
Hmm.
phenomenal. Um,
Hmm.
Konami getting dual triangle chokes over the corners to Saki and Syuri. Hate then triple team Saki. Konami gets this like just painful looking PK to Saki for 2. Just Saki fights back. She's unloading strikes and kicks on Konami. Drops her, gets a 2. Godze end up triple teaming, and Syuri and Saki hit dual kicks to Konami, and Saki hits like an angel's wings for a 2. The ref gets taken out here.
Hmm.
Saki, as ref gets taken out, Saki gets a Kishikase on Konami, and she has her in for easily the 3 count. Um,
Hmm.
it gets broken up. Konami with a German to Saki, but the pin gets broken up. The ref got put back in for that. Syuri is taken out with a huge kick by Konami, or was it by Konami or Momo? And then Momo gets her in like a chokehold as she's watching Konami with Saki on all fours, and she just up kicks Saki in the face, and Saki like goes into like a kneeling position. You can see her like kind of like wobbling all like days, like at the end of a like in like a Mortal Kombat finish her. Like, and she does. She just hits that buzzsaw kick to the head and then just sits down on top of Saki. 1, 2, 3. And it's just it was a
Hmm.
phenomenal finish. Let's talk about this before we get into the post match.
Um, So I mean, I love the jump start. I love it when Hate does the jump starts because the jump starts make sense. They're not dragging and everything, but they were yeeting people, especially Lady C. She seemed to got taken out pretty early in this one. We didn't see her a whole ton. Um, I really enjoyed, as you mentioned, Thekla and Saki. Saki really standing up to Thekla very, very confidently, despite getting beaten down pretty quickly. I was impressed with that because we're not used to seeing that kind of fighting spirit out of Saki. We're used to seeing her playing the cowardly lion quite a bit and hiding behind Syuri, especially, or Mirai, or Ami. And since Ami is kind of out on injury right now, Mirai's not around anymore. She really does have only Syuri to kind of hide behind. Um, there was that double abdominal stretch that Lady C
Oh,
managed to get on Thekla and Konami, which I thought was
I
pretty
jumped over
impressive.
that one. I jumped over that one, man. That was a great
It
spot. And
was,
Thekla
and it
was
was
the
a
one to
nice.
get the hand on the rope to break it too.
Yeah, and what I loved about it, and what I love about the experience, the in-ring experience and veteran level of people like Konami, of Momo Watanabe, and Thekla, is that they sold so well. They gave so much. This match was so great because each team was giving back and forth so good. This was the best that these women could possibly do at
Hmm.
the time and experience that they have. And it was gold. It was so good. Um,
Gold.
I love Thekla's in-ring style. Just the uniqueness of her style is just so cool. Doing that bridge dodge by when Syuri was trying to hit her with that lariat, spinning around and turning it into I think what they called the spider spear
Hmm.
on Syuri was so good. And Syuri, again, so damn good, so experienced in that ring. Yeah, as you mentioned, the Syuri Momo confrontation was so good. The strikes back and forth were just insane. And
Hmm.
like, I was honestly looking forward to and getting excited for the confrontation between Syuri and Konami. But like, Momo really is like a silent Andy Anderson. Because you know how Andy Anderson really just knows how to piss you off and get you fired up? Momo has that effect on people. The
Hmm.
subtle things that she does in the ring, the subtle kind of smirks and faces that she looks at, like gives you while she's doing her matches, I'm just like, oh man, I would fall into the exact same trap everybody else does. Man, that natural competition would just come right out. Um, what the last thing I wanted to mention was it was really impressive. Again, Saki, how she actually tagged Shuri out when we almost got that Konami Shuri mix. Momo tagged out to Konami, Shuri tagged out to Saki. The zest and just spiciness in which Saki came in and was just like, no, I can do this, and just started feeding forearms to Konami was ineffective but adorable because you saw that fire in her and it wasn't a comical spot in any means. She was going as hard as she could. And this was a moment to just show exactly how strong and how powerful Konami is, especially in the face of someone as more technical and high speed like Saki. The irony, isn't it, that it came down to these two at the end of the match, especially considering Saki was booted from Oedo Tai, accepted into God's Eye by Shuri, and Konami was the one sitting there going, should we trust her? She just came out of Oedo Tai. Is she the trustworthy? We should. Oedo Tai antics die hard, I believe was the closest to what she said. We have to be careful about her evil tendencies. Ain't that the pot painting the kettle, huh? I guess having that spray can is the best weapon for her, right?
Yeah.
Man, though, what an end. And like the perfect picture because you can see Konami flipping off Shuri in the corner there.
It is such perfection. It is such
This,
perfection.
yes, this feud in general has been so good. This has been the Stardom version of like War Dogs versus Empire for me.
Mm-hmm.
It just as enjoyable and just as brutal. I love it.
Yep. And then post match, Konami gets the mic. She says, "What do you mean protection, Syuri? You're destined protection from Syuri. You're destined to run away for the rest of your life." Saying that to Saki, and Kashima she's incensed. She goes after Konami. A brawl just breaks out between both teams, and like hates, and Konami's just beating on Saki until Syuri breaks it up and runs off. Hate. Syuri then says, "Thekla Momo Watanabe, first I'll take back the goddess belts you've got with Saki. And Konami, you can come after that. Keep your head down and wait." Yeah.
To which I say, as great a match as that is going to be, for the love of all things holy, Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind, do not degrade this faction any further. It has been hard enough. Like, I'm struggling with the whole Tora situation. That was just a whole stupid booking thing that it just, and if they continue to book further, I mean, I already have opinions on the world title match that we have to talk about. Removing any more gold from this faction right now without giving them the proper heat and the proper story to go behind it. They have a proper story, but this faction needs some more credibility. It just formed, and it formed under the banner of the world champion, very similarly to how Empress Nexus Venus also formed with Mina and Maika. So we need that to continue. We need these girls to stay elevated. We need to have these girls stay as the higher credible faction in this company. So we need those tag titles to stay right where they are.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. I really do. Again, like I feel like the story will conclude with Saki and Syuri taking the tag titles, but I don't feel like it's gonna hurt Hate as much as losing the world title did. Because at least this
Yeah, but if
story's
you
been
keep
building
taking
for
away
months.
gold from them, pretty soon they're going to have nothing and they're going to be exactly what they were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but if you
Very
have to have gold,
lackluster, very boring.
but if you have to have gold, does your faction really hold up that well? That's the
I
other thing.
mean,
Is your faction that
yeah,
strong
but
if
how
you
much
can't hold up the titles?
gold you have is showing how powerful your faction is. If you put them on a weaker faction, and let's be honest, God's Eye, they have some pretty powerful people, but Mummy's out on injury right now. I wouldn't consider Saki a powerhouse. I wouldn't consider Lady C a powerhouse. I don't consider Hina a powerhouse, and I don't consider Yagami one yet either. So it's like you literally only have one experienced wrestler. I don't maybe Saki isn't quite inexperienced, but I wouldn't say she's goddess of stardom level experienced yet. I would say Ami is for sure because she's held the title before. And it's not to take away from Saki. Saki's a great wrestler. I just feel that this is out of her league for defense right now with what it is that she has. But that being said, I mean, if that's the case, well, maybe we can put something else on someone else later, which we will discuss that you missed.
Yeah. So we move on to his singles content. It is Suzu Suzuki versus Tomoka Inaba. This is Neo Genesis versus God's Eye. Mina has joined commentary for this match. So you have another voice on the commentary team. Suzu takes her to the floor, tosses her into the chair. She takes her into the ramp, snapmares her on the ramp, then into a seated position, runs up the ramp, then comes back, PKing Inaba in the back. Inaba unloading with some nice kicks and knees back in the ring. Suzu gets a running knee to the face when Inaba is seated in the corner at one point. Climbs to the top, hits a drop kick off the top. Beautiful looking drop kick. And Inaba at one point starts unloading Muay Thai knees to the head, where she's got the clutch in and she's just like rocking the knees into the face of Suzu. She gets a 2 count, then applies a crossface, and then rolls her back to center to keep it for Suzu from breaking the holding next to the rope. And she then transitions into the Dragon Sleeper, but Suzu finally gets her hand onto the ropes. Just great sequence there, showing the technical ability of Inaba. Suzu's unloading just these vicious elbows to the face at one point, and then she brings her down the mat. She's like in a mount, just dropping these elbows and forearms onto her. Then hits some harsh ass kicks. She runs at Inaba, but she gets caught with a Michinoku driver, or the Zack driver if you're nasty. Then Inaba hits head kicks and another Michinoku Zack driver for 2. Suzu fights back. She hits a tequila shot for 2. She hits a head kick for 2. Inaba fights back, but then Suzu catches her, rolling chaos theory, that German rolling through into the other German with the bridge for the win.
Yay. This was a freaking war, though. Holy crap. The strikes back and forth, moves back and forth. And Naba fought hard in this, and it showed on Suzuki's face. Holy crap. Like, we've seen her go through battles, especially with the Grand Prix. I mean, Risa Serra, former partner, leader, mentor. That match was on fire, but holy crap. I feel like this might have pleasantly taken Suzu by surprise, because she seemed a little bewildered at certain points, but also like she was extremely enjoying herself.
Yeah, it was weird.
She's a little sadistic, but I mean, that's what we love about Suzu. She is literally the murder granddaughter. It makes sense. You can put her on the balloon team, but that doesn't take the psychopath out of the balloon animal.
The murder granddaughter. I love it.
She is. She is. I love this match. This was a lot of fun. I was very pleased with it. It felt like a very good, awesome, just strong style match. There were no crazy shenanigans. There was some outside stuff. Nothing too crazy. It's just a really good, solid match.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
We move on to a there's Suzu with her German there, with that German for the win.
Look at that bridge, yeah.
Got her arm raised. We move on to the tag team match. It is Stars Hanan and Mayu Iwatani versus Neo Genesis's Genesis, Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. I don't know how to pluralize Genesis. Genesis doesn't sound right.
Is it pluralizing, or is it just ownership?
I don't know. Genesis or Genesis.
Representing Neo Genesis.
Yeah, representing Neo Genesis, Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. That better. Like, super fast start with Mayu and Azumi, then they tag out, and Hanan and Miyu then have this really fast sequence, really good there. Hanan slamming Miyu near the ropes and tags in Mayu, who just hops over the top, double stomping the hell out of Miyu. Dude, brutal. And then she gets a Canva clutch in. Hanan runs the ropes, gaining speed and drop kicks Miyu in the face. Mayu gets this, like, goes for like meeting of the minds, where she tries to slam Azumi into Miyu, but it gets reversed, and then Miyu hits this assisted tornado DDT to Mayu Iwatani, and Azumi hits a head kick for 2. Miyu and Azumi double team Hanan, and Miyu hits the pendulum DDT, but the pin gets broken up. Mayu, I wrote dorp kicks instead of drop kicks. They reversed the O and the O. The old dorp kick, you know.
The old dorp kick.
Mayu hit
drop that's gonna be a thing going forward, isn't it?
Yeah. Mayu drop kicks Miyu out of the ring. Hanan goes up, but for the dive to the floor. But Azumi runs up, arm drags her off. Azumi then goes up, but Mayu runs up and superplexes Azumi off of the top rope. Then Mayu goes to the top, but then Miyu jumps up and super DDTs Mayu off the top. It was just a sequence of awesome off the top. I loved it. I loved it.
Glorious chaos.
Yeah, Miyu and Hanan, just the battles between each are so good. They're just so fast. And Azumi comes in, hits a brainbuster to Mayu, then goes to whip her off the ropes, but Mayu ends up hitting a tope suicida to Miyu on the floor. Just so good off the whip from Azumi. Hanan then comes in, hits a running famous here to Azumi. And then Stars and hit this like double Angel's Wings style move there to Miyu Amasaki, and Hanan hits the bridging back drop driver for the win.
Yep. So in my notes here, you actually a lot of what I said.
I'm really good at my job.
Yeah. The one thing that I did want to mention that I've been mentioning for a little bit and that I did still see kind of coming out in this match, I've been seeing some heel tendencies starting to pop out a little bit in Mayu Iwatani, and I certainly saw it in this match further, especially with Miyu. With Azumi, she seemed pretty focused and pretty, dialed in. But with Miyu, when she got her in that camel clutch, I was like, man, this is such a heel thing right now. She put her in the camel clutch and she started yelling at the crowd, come on, me, you. Like, I was like, that's very much a Healy thing. What are you doing, girl? There was another point where I can't remember if it was Azumi or Miyu that she ran into the corner, but she ran into the corner. The crowd actually booed a little bit at her actions, and she turned around and was like, "What? You do heel things? The crowd's gonna boo you, girl? Come on now. You know that. You've been doing this long enough." Um, I'm starting to see those tendencies rubbing off on her little protege in Henan. We're starting to see some of these little angsty things. Now, I know that, like, Stars has kind of usually been the face, and I don't see them turning fully face because I don't think that would be too wildly accepted by the fans anyway. But it's interesting to see them taking a Los Ingobernables de Japón kind of mentality to the faction that has up until this point kind of been the faciest of face teams that this company had. Andre, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, and especially now with Neo Genesis here, they're the faces. I feel like they're kind of moving into that top spot of faciest faces that ever faced other way, except for Suzu, who's just evil incarnate, but in a good, but on the like she is the most powerful Sith, but works with the Jedi.
She's Darth Revan, so that's what you're saying. She is the Darth Revan.
Don't remember which one that is.
Knights of the Old Republic, the video game.
Oh, you're right, KOTOR.
Remember, you play as Darth Revan in the first one.
You don't know you're Darth Revan. You don't know you're Revan till the end, though.
Evil always finds a way. And if you play the dark side, you do.
I always play the good side in KOTOR. I prefer the good side. I played both, but I prefer the good side.
Well, people respond to you better, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. So much easier to beat that game on the light side than in the dark side. But it's just, yeah, and there's little hints going on that they're not quite the squeaky clean good guys that they used to be.
There's some grime. There's some grime at the bottom of that tub, for sure.
It's getting a little dirty. Melball just sneezing the holy hell. She muted just in time, but she violently shook on that sneeze.
I did. I knew it was coming.
So post-match, Azumi and Mayu Iwatani have a little face-off looking like, hey, we're setting up our IWGP title for the Nagoya show on October 5th. But no, that is not to be, because a video appears from the timeless one. Tony Storm says, "Hello, my name is Timeless Tony Storm. I am yours. Japan, have you forgotten me? Stardom, do you remember who I am? I have never forgotten you. I have accomplished many things in Japan, but I have respect for the Japanese professional wrestling."
Go on.
And that isn't something that I must do in Japan. In 2017, I became World of Stardom champion, but some people say that it was a mishap on that night. She did win after 2 minutes because Mayu Iwatani got hurt, and she was awarded the world title in that match. So yeah, on October, I'll prove that it was not. On October 5th at the Nagoya tournament, I will challenge Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship. Mayu-san, you may be an icon of Stardom and an icon of women's professional wrestling, but you are no match for me. I will become the new IWGP Women's Champion. I will mess you up. I will stop the clock and make Stardom timeless. Hold your head up high. Hold your chest up. And don't miss it. Thank you. I know that was terrible, but I wanted to.
I live for the accent. That was tremendous. Didn't she do the chin up, tits out, look for the shoe?
No, she did. She might have. I just pulled this direct translation off of their site, so she might have done chin up, chest, chin up, tits out.
She did.
Yeah, this is just a version I pulled off of Stardom.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because I watched it. Yeah, I watched the whole thing earlier, and it said she definitely said watch for the shoe.
Yeah. So Mayu Iwatani gets the mic to respond. She said, "Good evening to everyone in Osaka. Wow, amazing. This has turned out to be amazing. Tony Storm, sorry, my eyesight is bad. So what date did you say? Nagoya, September, October? What day in Nagoya? 5th? Let me start again on October 5th, the Nagoya tournament. When I was red belt champion in Nagoya, I got injured, dislocated my elbow after 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Tony took the belt away from me. Because the match was stopped and Tony was awarded the title. October 5th.
That sounds like to me. Show versus Yo for the IWGP Junior Tag Team, or the Junior Tag Championship, not the tag, the Junior Championship. Why do I keep saying tag?
But Show retained his belt in that situation. October 5th in Nagoya, overcoming my own trauma, Tony Storm, Mayu Iwatani, the total icon of Stardom, won with. I will defend this belt, so please support me. Azumi will accept this belt no matter who challenges her at any time, but I'm going to beat Tony Storm, so just wait for me. I swear to Azumi, no, everyone here in this venue watching the pay-per-view and all around the world, that the true IWGP champion is Mayu Iwatani. Please support me.
Now.
No, I want Tony to win this. I want Tony to win this so badly.
I do as well. I think for different reasons, though. I think, maybe, I don't know. I haven't asked you what your reasons are yet. But for me,
because when she rematches with Mariah May in February, it'll be both belts on the line, and Mariah May will become the IWGP Women's Champion.
Oh, they've never done that on AEW before.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to do that.
No, they don't. They come on now. We need to encourage that company to have more diversity and in it, and that includes in storylines. They already did that storyline. They can't do that again. That would really show Tony's incompetence. I do, however, agree that I feel like Tony Storm needs to win it. Only because I briefly visited this when we did the roundtable with Boris and Matt. I feel like the title, the IWGP Women's title, has kind of fallen into the wayward wind, if you will. It's kind of become a lackluster, less importante title, almost KOPW level title level, which is not good. That was supposed to be their junior title that's kind of joins together New Japan sort of and Stardom sort of with also North America sort of. I'm not entirely sure what the original plan was with the belt, but it has certainly gone offside. That being said, though, with Mercedes Moné having the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, I feel that this would be a good opportunity to bring a little bit more attention to the Stardom product by having Tony Storm go over there and defeat Mayu Iwatani and then creating this trade-off back and forth of the women are now like, we want our belt back. Essentially, we want our championship back in Japan. This could set up tremendous tournament style things in Stardom where it's like, who's the next person to challenge Tony Storm? Will it be at an all in show? Will it be at a whatever else they have? I don't know the names of all of their pay per views. Could it be at the
Well,
next big show? Could it be at a Forbidden Door? Could they bring Tony over for Wrestle Kingdom to defend the title there? Could they bring it over for Queendom and have her defend it there? There's so many intelligent marketing opportunities with Tony Storm having this title.
well, you have historic crossover in November where she could
Mm,
defend it. You have Dream Queendom at the end of the year. You have Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. You have Wrestle Dynasty, which is the next day at the Tokyo Dome, which is AEW, New Japan, ROH, CMLL, and Stardom all on that show. You could
mhm,
be defending it at Wrestle Dynasty for all we know. Again, there's so many. There's the American shows that she can defend it on. Again,
mhm.
there's Wrestle there what's the show in October? Wrestle Dream. There's Wrestle Dream. There's Full Gear in November. There's World's End at the end of December. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot is what we're saying. And there's so many opportunity for them to be marketable with this. We just need Rocky and Gato to be kind of hitting it and don't let Tony or Dustin touch it. And don't let Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind. Because like at this point I have more faith in Okada Kazuchika being able to book a Stardom show more so than Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind. And you
yeah,
know what? I think I would like to see that.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
We move on. Wonder Stardom
Mhm.
Championship. It is Natsupoi versus Hazuki. The opening for this was so good. Poi starts slapping Hazuki. Hazuki then grabs Poi by her hair and just starts just tossing her like while
Oh,
holding her
judo
there,
tossing
tossing
her by her hair.
repeatedly, not just like one throw and let go. She kept holding the air and just like was ragdolling this
She got
girl.
at least 10 or 12 yeets
Oh
in there
yeah.
with that. It was brutal. It was like she was trying to rip out her hair extensions.
Yeah, she starts choking her. Hazuki gets the face wash on the rope, but misses the boot and the ropes. And Poi gets her down and does the face wash against the boot and the ropes. Poi then grabs Hazuki, tossing, like, ragdolling her by her hair, too. And then she starts the face wash, but Hazuki rises, attacks Poi, and then she gets her onto the bottom rope, face washes her. Then Poi rises up, and then gets Hazuki back in the ropes, and then she does like a harsh like face wash. She then gets her drop kick in the ropes, then goes up for Hazuki on the floor because she had rolled the floor after the drop kick, but she misses the dive off the top, landing on everybody else on the floor. And has
Mhm.
come as soon as Poise up, she comes rocketing out of the ring with that tope suicida, just crashing into them, and just great sequence, man. Oh, just a
These
great.
girls were ready to fight, and boy, howdy, did they ever. Both these girls have a history of savagery in this company, and it was very much on display in this match.
Yeah, a little bit later in the match, Hazuki's just hitting repeated elbows to Natsupoi. Natsupoi goes down, and she's just elbowing her in the back of the head, just feeding her shots in the back of the head. I'm like, God damn. She picks her up, slams her. She goes up to the top, but gets knocked off by Poi to the floor. This is where Poi hits her high cross to Hazuki onto the floor. Yeah, just, so good. Hazuki hits a does like a springboard off the rope to hop over net, landing behind her and Germans her halfway across the ring, then comes at her with a big boot. Poi comes back with this huge spin kick to the head, and they both go down. Excuse me. Just crazy what these two are doing. Hazuki dodges the splash off the top, slams Poi, hits a second rope senton, then goes up and hits a top rope senton for 2. Nat stops the brainbuster, but Hazuki gets her into the crossface, then transitions into this like cloverleaf style move, and then she's got the knee in the back, lion tamer style, just pulling back. It was like a cross leg lion tamer. It was.
I thought it was a cloverleaf when she first
Yeah.
put it on her.
The best I could say is a cloverleaf, but she has that knee in the back lion tamer style. Like just but Nat fights. She does get to the ropes.
Didn't Jay White used to do that? When he used to use the cloverleaf when he would do the tap out, Tanahashi tap out is what he used to call it, wasn't
I
it?
think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
It just came into my head.
Yeah.
Well, I could be.
Hazuki hits a big boot, goes up, but then gets cut off. Poi hits a German off the top. Nat, with these repeated super kicks, does that kneeling spin kick to a downed Hazuki, goes up, Ferial splash off the top. She only gets 2. Poi goes for him, but Hazuki reverses, hits a brainbuster for 2. Poi comes back, hits the SOS. Then she does the small package and rolls around the ring into the small package for the win, retaining the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Holy crap.
Also mentioned, oh gosh, yeah, this match was absolutely heavy hitting. This was reminiscent to me of like the battle between Tam and Poi before Poi was joining Cosmic Angels. It was that heavy, that hard. Something also to mention when the kicks sequence was happening there and Poi was feeding all those kicks to Hazuki. Hazuki would go down and she would do that rise up thing that you were saying earlier, where she would take the hit, she'd be flat out, and she'd sit back up shaking her head like, nah, I ain't done yet. She did that about 4 or 5 times before taking that little spin kick down to the ground. And boy, was that little spin kick right on the money. That caught her right in the face. Oh my God. This was a surprisingly heavy hitting, great, amazing match. I actually enjoyed this match more than the main.
Like in ring, this is probably my favorite match of them all. Story wise, it's the Hate six woman tag.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But like for just if you're looking at it purely in ring, just tell a great story, just purely in the ring from bell to bell. It's this one. This was pure fire. Oh, so good. So Nat
do some little promos beforehand also to build up for the intensity in this match too.
Well,
which I appreciated. It wasn't as profound as the world titles though.
Well, they had the press conference, which was leading into which does give them an opportunity to like confront each other and say shit to each other. Which I love that. I don't understand anything they're saying, but I love that.
That's something that I wish would be adapted here. I know it's like a lot of time and stuff, but like WWE tends to do stuff like that. AEW does do stuff like that. I don't know. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, they do the post-show press conferences, but no pre-show press conference. Yeah,
well, cool. Like even like little after show, like the littler shows, little conferences to themselves or something for them, their guys to have extra content or filming or something. Because like I've been begging for promos in this area forever. We're finally starting to see some, but like, gosh dang. Anywho.
and there might be a shockwave coming that gives more time for people to talk on AEW TV in the near future. So we'll see. We'll see what comes there. Natsupoi talks to Hazuki, saying it's not the end. I don't feel any jealousy or hatred. Just saying the fans are cheering for both of us, and she wants to face her again for the title. She offers a handshake to Hazuki, but Hazuki shakes her head, gets out of the ring, just leaves, just not leaving Natsupoi there. Natsupoi said, "You have achieved your first title. I have achieved my first title defense. I am this." And then Thekla walks out, which I missed on the actual. I skipped over it. I thought it was kind of just her to wrap up her speech, and I went okay, and I jumped out. So Thekla appears, she's clapping. She gets in the ring, helps Natsupoi up off there, wipes the sweat off her head with the hate towel. She's wearing this awesome War Dogs baseball jersey.
Which I pointed out to you because you didn't see this.
I'm not even a huge War Dogs. Like, I like the War Dogs, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I want merch because I like their merch. This is the merch I like. And I also want some TMDK merch. But like, oh, that jersey looks so good. Ah, goddamn.
She does. She looked like a war dog. She didn't
Yeah.
even look like she was wearing camel pants.
Yeah. She then whispers something into Natsupoi's ear. She then like puts a towel around her neck and leaves. Natsupoi like takes the towel, slams it on the mat, and then picks up the microphone again. She says, "Yapoi, yapoi, yapoi." What was Thekla all about? Once again, I am Natsupoi, the 23rd Wonder of Stardom champion, Natsupoi. Natsupoi's baby story has only just begun. I don't know what the translation fuck up there was. Maybe she meant white belt story.
Yeah, white road, I think is what she called it, or white belt road, or white
Yeah, the
something
white belt
about a
story.
pathway.
Yeah, something to do with the white belt.
White story.
Yeah, the white belt story. There are many people who still want to fight in the future. So everyone, please look forward to the white belt story from now on. Thank you for today. Bye, Poi. Thank you.
So cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
I would love, and this is what I was discussing earlier, I would love to see the showdown between Natsupoi and Thekla. Because after Poi's exit from Donna Del Mondo in the sensational way in which she did, um, Thekla was kind of left reeling because she was close with Poi in that faction. And I feel that Poi's exit was actually the kind of, I think, catalyst for Thekla in her decision to join up with Hate, with Tai, after DDM disbanded. I say this because this was when we noticed a distinct behavioral change in Thekla, because this was where Poi left, Himika left not long after. We just kind of saw um, Thekla, Mai Sakurai, Julia, Maika just kind of floundering together. And we saw what happened with Maika. Maika was kind of almost like a third wheel for them or a fourth wheel for them. I kind of felt like Thekla almost started to become a third wheel as well once Maika kind of picked her pathway with Megan Bain, and kind of went off and did her thing there. Thekla kind of got left in the kind of back burner while Mai and Julia did their thing. And then we saw what happened with Mai and Julia. Maika went and started her own faction. What happened to Thekla? If I'm her, I'm pissed. And I am pissed at this little fairy. I feel like there's a little vicious feud a brewing with these two, and I hope that it's done right, Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind. Don't F it up.
Or she convinces Natsupoi to join Hate.
I mean, I have been calling her the Black Fairy since she joined Cosmic Angel, so I wouldn't be mad about that either. But that being said, does Hate need another member right now?
Definitely.
No. I think they're good. I think they have every kind of person that they could use right now. What they need is an effective faction to fight back, to give them something to sink their teeth and claws into. And I think a feud with either Cosmic Angels or God's Eye, which they've both set up at this show in particular, would be amazing to elevate hate a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know you would love. Maybe we'll switch. We can give Fukikin Death to Cosmic Angels, and put Natsupoi on hate.
No. Fukikin Death could just leave the company and just.
Don't be mean to her. She's so good. You're just creeped out by her face paint, man. She's a good wrestler.
She's fine, but she's not like everything I've watched of her in ring is fine. Nothing.
She's the Taka Michinoku of her group. No, she's the Bushi. She is the fall person, because if you remove her, then it's Rina.
No, she is the Dick Togo of her group.
Same shit.
She's terrible, and she's just there. She happens to be an okay serviceable wrestler, and yeah.
I disagree. I think Dick Togo is actually a really good wrestler. He just wrestles like a dick because he's supposed to.
Okay, she's who sucks in New Japan?
Not a lot of people.
No,
not a lot of people. We're already at an hour 26, though, man. We got to get to the main event of the evening.
Let's go main event of the evening. It is Tam Nakano versus Maika, the winner of the 5-star Grand Prix, facing off against the person who didn't win a single match in the 5-star Grand Prix, but got a title shot on the final night and won the title. Facing off here, Maika, I love, again, we've talked about her look before. The new look, simple but great. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple.
I like the Fox Max.
Yeah. It's just simple but good. Tam's gear here in this match was but it seems similar style to what she has in the past, but I love the color combination of the purple, gold, and black.
Yeah. It was a little darker than what she's usually used to, but I also loved how it was more flamboyant than Maika's, and the fact that where Maika's was very simple and minimalistic, Tam made up for it. It was almost like she stole all of the flamboyance for this match.
It's like all the fringe.
There's all the glitter, all the tulle, all the sequins. Poor Maika was covered in sequins by the end of the match.
Yeah, so there's a great back and forth early. They both end up on the mat with Tam doing her cutesy pose, in her head in her hands, but Maika leaning on her her elbow on the fist, and the only thing she didn't do is raise her fist in the air, LIJ style, and I'm like, oh, it's a Naito style pose. Yes.
She did have her arm up to keep herself from rolling over, but it wasn't in a fist, because I thought the exact same thing. I was like, is she Naitoing right now? Is she tranquilo?
Yeah. Dude, just a back and forth with these ladies. They fight to the floor. They're whipping each other into the chairs. They're brawling around ringside. Tam hurts her knee at one point. I don't know, getting tossed out or going for a dive or something.
She landed really funny, yeah.
Yeah, so they end up on the ramp. She goes up the ramp and she starts running and trips and falls. And I truly believe something in her leg gave out on her on that initial run, because she wasn't ready for whatever pain was in the leg from whatever she won. And then she got up and kept going, but Maika power slams her on the ramp. It was so good.
Yeah. It gave her that opportunity to recover, is what that trip did.
Yeah. Tam went over the top to the floor, or she went to dive, but no, so Tam was sent over the top to the floor by Maika on the backdrop. She backdropped her over the top. And that's where she kind of landed awkwardly, kind of hurt your leg. And Maika goes for a suicide dive, but Tam didn't get up. She kind of just stopped for a couple seconds, then just rolled out of the ring to continue the match on the floor. I think she was supposed to dive there, but with Tam not
very
getting up.
Smart decision, though.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Because it was interesting. They're just in the ring, kicking each other in the face, from a seated position. Great spot there. Tam hits a running knee in the ropes at one point into a backdrop driver into the inverted triangle, and then Tam's like gets the leg very Zack Sabre Jr.-ish, pulling at other limbs while holding a submission on. But Mike gets to the ropes. Tam it's a spin kick and goes running, but then Maika catches her, popping her up into a power bomb. She goes for a slam, but as she gets her onto her shoulders, Tam swings back, hitting almost like a half Destino.
I noticed as well. I was like, wait, what?
Half Destino. Maika cuts Tam off up top with a delay. It hits a delayed superplex and keeps rolling through suplexes in the ring. It was great. She finally gets a down. She gets that off the shoulder spin on slam, but again only gets 2. She goes up to the top, but Tam cuts her off, unload strike, but Maika stops the superplex and hits a super Zack driver or Michinoku driver if you're nasty. Maika follows up with another Michinoku driver, but only gets 2. Maika goes for a suplex at one point, but Tam reverses it into a violet screwdriver. Violent, or is it violent or violet screwdriver for 2?
If it's Tam, it's violet. If it's Mitch Clark, it's violent.
Yeah, it's the Steiner driver. It's what it is. Mike hits a follow-away slam into a Tam. Hits a follow-away slam, and then Tam comes back with a Tiger suplex for 1. Then Micah hits the lariat for 1. Tam hits a kick. It's another violet screwdriver for 1. Then Micah comes back with a lariat for 1. Tam spin kicks her in the head, hits the up kick, and then the running knee to the face for 2. Tam then picks her up, hits the Twilight Dream, which is the hammerlock arm trap German, for the win, sadly.
Yeah.
Oh.
This match was go ahead.
Great match. I'm just pissed that Maika didn't win the title back here.
Yeah. It's and I mentioned this before on the round table again with Boris and Matt. It made no sense to me. And I think I mentioned it also on Japanese Wrestling Up Late more. It made no sense to me to have someone who and there's no other term for this. Tam Nakano got skunked in the Grand Prix. She's stinky. You didn't get a single point. There was no credibility, no nothing that gave you the opportunity at that world title, let alone to defeat the person who defeated Maika, who again held the title in the weirdest transitional time for Stardom this year. And made it again credible. Because, Julia leaving, that was very sudden. All those women leaving, very sudden. It was overshadowed. The whole thing with Rossi very much overshadowed the beginning of Maika's title reign. She forced people to listen to her. And then having that showdown with Tora, that was a perfect way to have the title removed from her because you had such a powerhouse, dominant, unquestionable force in Natsuki Tora. Have Tora lose to the one person who showed that they were not capable or competent this year? You gonna tell me she's gonna have a road to redemption going through all the people that defeated her in the Grand Prix? Because if I faced her in the Grand Prix, I'm looking at her like, I got this.
So Saya Ida deserves a title shot, right? Because Saya Ida beat her.
Everybody who she beat, or everybody who beat her, sorry. Everybody. If I beat her, I'm looking at her like I'm next. And it just, and then to have the one person who had one of the most dominant showings in the Grand Prix lose to the person who had the worst, what does that tell you about the credibility of the people in this company.
Mhm.
Like, it makes zero sense. This was terrible booking. Terrible booking.
I skipped ahead too much. Hold on. I thought there was another picture there. So post match, Tam gets the mic. She does the whole Maika, you were tough. You're a big challenge. You're so hard. I'm happy I'm the champion still. So keep protecting Stardom and the belt. And she says, so I don't want you to come and challenge me again. Tam literally says, I don't want you to challenge me again because it was very hard. So Maika responds with, you beat me. I'm the one who won all the 5-star Grand Prix matches. Keep smiling. And she says, I got to fight you. She faced the red champion. But, well, if you start whining and crying again, I'll come take that belt right away. So Nakano starts chasing Maika around the rings, and Maika dodges and gets out of there. She ends up leaving. Nakano gets back on the mic. She says, hello to everyone in space and everyone in Osaka Edion. The undefeated champion has defended her title against the undefeated winner. Technically, she is right. She never was beat for the title last year because she lost it when she went out injured. So she is the undefeated champion, technically. And she defended her title against the undefeated winner. To begin the second chapter of Tamu Road, there's someone I need to fight, right? As she's looking at Suzu Suzuki, who is on commentary. It's you, Suzu Suzuki. That stupid gal. I'm getting ballsy with people lately. Suzuki gets in the ring.
I'm trying to understand why, though, because just because you have the world title, you got skunked in the last tournament. Suzu did better than you. So there's so many people who should not have done better than Tam Nakano in that tournament who did.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Yeah. She says, I've been waiting I've kept you waiting for a year. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's do it. Because Suzu won last year's 5-star. She was supposed to challenge Tam Nakano, but Tam got hurt, and it ended up being Maika winning the tournament to get the shot, and it was Maika versus Suzu for the title, and Maika ended up coming out the winner there. Where I think Suzu, if Tam never would have got hurt, it would have been Suzu winning the belt from Tam. I really feel that would have been the way they were going. Suzu says, Tam, it's been a while since I saw your face up close, and you still look ugly. You've kept me waiting.
So mean.
Yeah, you've kept me waiting too long. Ever since you were absent, I have never forgotten that hateful look on your face. I really hated you. I just couldn't help it. You should be satisfied now. There will be no second chapter of Tamu Road. I will end everything for you so that you will have no regrets, and I will put this red belt around my waist so you guys can look forward to it. And Nakano says, I'll rip off all those fake eyelashes. Oh, shit. Suzu had that
so rude. Considering, like, she probably uses, like, extensions, too, because those things don't come off. I saw Suzu's side profile of those lashes. Those are some lashes.
Well, she pulls one off her eyes and throws them at Tam.
Yeah. But, like, the stretch on that was not... Ugh.
And then Tam takes them and sticks them onto the belt. Like, it was just... The fuck? She gets the mic back.
This is how girls fight, Andre.
Yeah, I know. Tam gets the mic back as Suzu leaves. Tam says, and Tam does her sign off for the whole let's go, Tam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was disappointed with this. I'm very disappointed with that belt right now. Because again, this is supposed to be.
Suzu, I'll be happier.
Go ahead.
I'm saying if it gets onto Suzu, I'll be happier.
I mean, same, yeah. Because why would you put the title on your weakest person? These tournaments are supposed to showcase the best of the best. It showed that Tam still has some work to do. So why is she sitting on top of the company right
No idea.
now? And I love me some Tam, but this whole thing doesn't make sense. Is giving me Cena Roman Reigns vibes, where if they just felt placed in the spot that they didn't necessarily earn and then eventually did earn it. I don't like those stories because I feel like something's being forced down my throat and I want to like things organically or dislike things organically. When I'm being forced, I immediately dislike it. I dislike this situation.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's not nice. Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind. Stop booking things. Please. You suck at it.
Let Gato take over.
Please. Even if Gato's got to bring his just terrible fashion footwear around, just let him fix things.
Let
Please.
Dick
That's what he
Togo
does.
book it. I think Togo could do a better job. Come on.
I mean, we're not going to say who I think could, but many people could book that show better.
Coriano should book this show.
Again, would probably book it better than Okada of the non-Kazuchika kind.
I just think that would be awesome. I think it would be awesome.
Bring in Kazuchika Okada. Bring in the Okada of the Kazuchika kind. I feel like he would do better.
He's too busy flipping people off and calling people bitches.
And calling them bitch, yeah. Well, he fit right in. Right in.
We are going to get out of here. This has been long enough. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Did. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk and our YouTube page, youtube.com/at Andre M. Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find us on our new audio home at A Plus Productions on Facebook. A Plus Productions. Check them out over there. aplusproductions.com is where you can download the podcast and get the RSS feed to add it to your podcast catcher of choice. Make sure you give us a like on your podcast catcher of choice. aplusproductions.com. You can also check us out on me and Mel doing random shows over at twitch.tv/our local establishment and youtube.com/at our local establishment. As this comes out Wednesday morning, we don't know when we're doing Marble Talk because according to the schedule, the show Agatha All Along isn't supposed to come out until the evening of September 18th. So we can't do the show that night. So it looks like this show's probably going to happen this upcoming weekend, sometime on either Saturday or Sunday, or if Ed decides to go on Friday, or as the guys go Friday night before or after JWU on Friday. We'll see with a special guest. We don't know what's going on yet. So we'll figure it all out. It'll come when it comes. Marble Talk's coming. Agatha All Along. We're going to talk about the entire series over there on our local establishment. One more shout out to our boy Mike the Rev over at Backbreaker Video for simulcasting all of our shows. Thank you so very much. YouTube.com/at Backbreaker Video. You can find his live stuff over at twitch.tv/Mike the Rev, where he does AEW watch alongs every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday. You could also find him doing the gaming stuff every other day of the week. My brain is not working this late at night over there on Twitch, and then he replays the gaming content youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming, where you find content from him, Mr. PJC, this little guy right here, Mr. Rick Jules, and their frequent guest
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
As we do, Melball, where can they find you?
And if you're wanting to follow Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find her on our local establishment's programming, Japanese Wrestling Update with this guy, every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Unless it's not. If there is a pay-per-view, we're typically going to be a little early just so that our post people can get on to their shows at an appropriate time. But stay tuned to our socials to find out when those bad boys are coming out. You You can also find me on Astro Bizarre's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. All about the ladies. We have a show coming out very soon, hopefully, because we got PWI stuff to talk about. Lots of crazy cupcake stuff happening in professional wrestling involving the ladies, so we got to talk about that. So stay tuned to our socials to find out when that is coming out. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is stardom-world.com. It is, I don't remember what the yen cost is, but it's only coming out to about $7.50 for me right now. That's according to me, because I'm the one who pays that one. It's a great price to watch some amazing women's wrestling. Maybe avoid Tam stuff
Mm.
right now. No, that's a lie. I enjoy Tam Nakano's wrestling. Watch her stuff, but begrudge her for holding the title right now. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague. Do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Again, just want to say thank y'all so very much for tuning in, whether it's on Andre Mill Wrestling Talk, Backbreaker, or New Home A Plus Productions. Thank you so very much. If you are listening on A Plus Productions, please go over there and like us on your podcast catcher of choice. Check out the website, join the Facebook page, and actually tune in this coming Sunday as me and Melball will be on the flagship show on Sunday, A Plus Wrestling, as we'll be doing a state of New Japan Pro Wrestling with Boris Roberto Aguilar. He's having us on because they did the state of TNA last week with again a dude from Slam Wrestling. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And this week it'll be me and Mel talking New Japan with Boris, chatting all about what's going on with the company, the ups, the downs, and the what the heck is going on with the lack of star power. So check that out. And then also, please, if you are watching on the YouTubes, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, share us out to all your friends, family, and all the goth baddies out there. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong. I can't imagine how that sounded over audio. That being said, I am your Melba. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.